Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the Guardian Legend. Time to take on some corridors. Sorry about that, something moved on my desk. Okay, those things could not be destroyed by any weapons fire whatsoever. Those tiny squid things can only be destroyed by ramming. Nothing else will do the job. Thankfully, they deal no damage to you when you ram them. As you can see, the corridors have started to get a bit more intense. Damage is pretty much unavoidable at this point. So anything you can use to clear the screen of shots and enemies and whatnot is... well, that's pretty well mandatory. I decide to stick with the fireball because it's tried, true, and tested. Of course, it won't work against these things. I don't like the way this planet looks at me, so we're gonna have to clear out some eyeballs. Thankfully, most of the stuff that the level throws at me is destructible, including... oh hey, another turrets boss. How you doing? However, you really have to rely on special weapons to do the job. And speaking of special weapons, time to show off the powered-up ripple gun. It's not particularly worthwhile until you fully power it up. But when it is, it can clear a lot of stuff out. And it doesn't have the problem of the fireball that you can only have one shot of it on the screen at a time. See? No problems. And for our troubles there, what we get... we have now maxed up the beam sword. Which means there aren't that many things we need to max out anymore. Corridor 18 is the one I actually remember giving me some trouble when I first started playing this game. And that's because it has a bit of a doozy of a boss. Thankfully, the ripple shot makes this particular corridor somewhat more tolerable. By the way, those laser fighters, those are from Gardic. They're very annoying, particularly damaging, and will cause some pretty major headaches throughout the rest of the game. Beyond that, though, we're not seeing any other particularly tough enemies around here. Though these seed pods, of course, are a problem. Oh dear. Meet Grimgrin. He has a lot of eyeballs and a lot of eyeballs to spare to shoot at us. Thankfully, we've already gouged out a couple thanks to the ripple gun, which has slightly dampened his fervor. I mean, losing eyes, that'll make anyone question their life choices. He tends to shoot out a lot of projectiles, and not just normal projectiles, but homing projectiles. we've cut down on those, but here's where the eyeball fountain begins. This is the milder form of this boss, and we'll be fighting the more intense version later. He still has a couple of eyes left to target us, but he'll be going down quick enough. He's not too bad once you know his trick. Well, this version of him, anyway. The next version, well, I'll have some things to say about him. And our prize? We now have the maxed out fireball. Only 2 weapons left to max out. And there it is. Okay, Corridor 7. If we remember the computer room correctly, what we have to do is enter the room several times. So yeah, nothing special here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, nothing special puzzle-wise. I'd love to have this game only redone to be about as big and intricate as La Moana, though I don't think that would fit absolutely everyone. I hear that La Moana has given people some troubles now and again. Okay, this place is full of laser fighters, so Fireball is definitely the way to go. However, they only really appear en masse in the first part of the stage, so after you pass that, it shouldn't be too difficult. Because the rest of the enemies aren't anything you haven't dealt with before at this point. They will occasionally sneak in another laser fighter or two here and there. But at that point, you'll be at the boss, which is another set of cores and turrets. Well, we already know how to deal with that. I just wanted to show off the maxed up laser because I wouldn't be using it that much from here on out. I was kind of hoping it would do damage, but didn't really seem to help that much. Oh well. We know how to deal with these guys. Well, at least I hope I do. See? Done. No problem. And the prize for our troubles is the maxed out double saber, which leaves only one more weapon to max out. Corridor 7 was no problem. Corridor 8 made me rage quit the game for half a year. The first time I really started to try to beat the Guardian Legend. The big reason for that is the boss. stage itself isn't too much of a problem. The enemy does like to sneak in the squiddly Ds once in a while, but they aren't really too much of a hindrance for us. Though it did take me a while for me to figure them out the first time I ever played the Guardian Legend and made it this far. I think I ended up using enemy erasers on them, which is a terrible waste considering I need them for the next boss. So there are a ton of enemies, a ton of turrets, but aside from the laser fighters, there's not much that can seriously harm you down here. The boss, on the other hand, is something special. Okay, Red Grimgrin fires twice as many projectiles per go, including twice as many homing projectiles, which is a real problem considering they can get pretty easily in under the radar of your shot-clearing weapons. It was at this time I realized that my approach may have been lacking, so I decided to, well, Autobots glitch out. Yeah, I used a substantial number of enemy erasers to get myself through that and decided to, you know what, Fireball is the way to go. I did recover some enemy erasers, but I wish I didn't need that glitch. I mean, there are some people who do not need it at all, but I wish I didn't need it. Thankfully, this cuts down on the amount of homing projectiles we'll be facing, because unlike certain other shooter bosses, Grimgrin actually loses his ability to hurt you as you blow off parts. Amazing! He doesn't fire as frequently, fires about as much as the blue one did back in Corridor something or other. Now he can no longer shoot homing projectiles at us, so this phase is a bit of a breather. It doesn't last long, though, because after that, we're right back to the eyeball fountain. However, it really isn't that different once you get to this phase. It's just that this version of Grimgrin has a lot more hit points. So, don't panic. Yeah, I didn't realize how low on ammo I had gotten until I had actually watched this video. But hey, we got a key, we won. I did not expect to beat that boss on the first attempt. And we get a power-up for a weapon we had already maxed out. Okay, next time on the Guardian Legend, we start taking on Area 9 of 10, starting on the desert. See you then. Bye.